Welcome back, everybody. We are running to the tractor because we have the no teleport mod, and I parked a long way away from home. So, well, I guess you can see it there. That's not too far away. Ooh, maybe that should be the screenshot of the day. That gives a nice little overview of a fun little bridge and some mountains, and yeah, we'll probably call that the screenshot for the day. So, moving on, I'll try not to talk too much about the West Coast map because this is the Bout Du Monde. We don't have a lot of time left on this map, and yeah, we'll spend it wisely. Anyway, I did just want to say I can't stop thinking about the West Coast map. I really look forward to playing it. This map was it's great, but the West Coast map has, hold on, let me get set up here. The West Coast map has totally changed the game for me. I used to like production maps a little bit. I mean, I like extra things to do, extra options at the very least, just because, I don't know, it's like the views or the map wasn't enough in itself, so there had to be other things there to keep me interested. But the West Coast has totally changed my viewpoint on that. It's an amazing map, and the last time I remember feeling like I couldn't wait to play a computer game this bad was back when I think it was like grade school, when we had just gotten our brand new Gateway 2000 with the turbo button that went up to 133 megahertz, and my brother spent all weekend installing DOS and getting it set up in DOS. Yeah, I remember DOS. It took all weekend to get it set up, and we got to play for like 20 minutes on Sunday night, and then we had to go to bed, and I dreamed about it all day and all week and probably all year long in school. I think it was like NHL 90 something that we had, and it was, I don't know. That's what I felt about this map. That's what Bullet Bill has done for me, and I think everybody that plays this map most everybody hopefully will feel the same way, where it changed the game. It made Farming Simulator fun. You don't need all the extra stuff or the extra mods, because the game by itself was fun again when you have, like, every corner is a screenshot, and I do not think it will ever get old. As I said, the seasons changes, the theme. Not only does the theme of the map change, like there's some more open spots, there's valleys, there's mountains, there's forests, there's an ocean. It's like the whole map is different. So that's not going to get old. And then you have seasons, and that's not going to get old. And then when it snows, that'll totally change the feeling again, on top of just the normal season textures changing. So I think we're going to be playing that one for a long time, at least until Oxygen David's Oakfield map comes out, or, you know, if they win the DLC design proposal, maybe, hopefully they win that, but maybe they'll switch work and Oxygen David's map won't release first. Maybe their DLC map will release before the Oakfield farm. I don't know how that will work. Who knows? But I just want to say that I'm really excited for the future of Frontier Design. I'm really excited to play on the West Coast map. It's all I can think about. I think Eustace Farmer said it on... I don't think he said it on his video, but he said it in the chat thread that we all were on there with. He said that he felt like his little kid waiting for Christmas presents, and that's exactly what I feel like. It's just, yeah. Anyway, we'll stop talking. Well, one more thing about the West Coast. I did want to say, I was talking with one of my users, Platinum Turbo, I believe, made the comment about, you know, where are you going to start on the West Coast? And I think we're going to start at Little Woolhope Farm. I know Kim G from the testing forum, I asked about starting with Arable, and he recommended, I think it's called Hillridge Farm. It's the one with all the default equipment that we started out at on the tour. But I think we'll start over at Little Woolhope just because it looks a little bit closer to the dairy for slurry and fertilizer. He's actually the one that suggested that, Hillridge Farm, because of that. But Little Woolhope seems a little bit closer. It's also a little bit removed from town, and I kind of like isolation. I don't like, you know, I grew up on a farm in Central Illinois. I currently live as far as outside Austin as possible without, you know, making my commute into work be terribly long. I don't really like cities. I don't really like people in general. The only time I put up with crowds is going to a baseball game, because baseball is awesome, and the Cubs are finally starting to win again after the All-Star break. I was afraid they weren't even going to make the playoffs this year. Anyway, back to farming. We are planting end rows here. Yeah, I kind of skipped right over my thought there. Anyway, I think we'll do Little Wool Hope. The story is we have an uncle that died and left us some ground. So instead of going from a zero equity situation like we went with this farm, I think we borrowed all of our money. We didn't have anything to start off with. And, you know, that way it'll give us a little bit of equity to begin with from our gracious uncle who bequeathed us all of his land. Is that the right word? Sometimes I try to use big words and I don't know how to properly use them. Anyway, we will leave it there. So yeah, we're going to start with a couple fields. I really look forward to exploring more of that map and taking you guys on another tour to figure out which fields to buy, and I think that's going to be awesome. But for now, we are finishing up our end rows. In case you wondered, when you plant corn, you always plant the end rows first. Really, any row crop you plant, well, except for maybe potatoes, sugar beets. I don't know how those crops work. I noticed Bullet Bill planted the field a lot different, and apparently that's the correct way to plant end rows. I think they call them headlands in the UK. Anyway, that's the correct way to plant end rows for that crop. But yeah, this is the right way to plant end rows for corn and soybeans row crops. You generally want to, we'll just take this path back so we avoid compaction. You generally want to avoid any kind of, what am I trying to say? If you plant the long rows first, you never know where exactly to pull up the planter. You're going to pull it up at a different spot every time. And, you know, you'll have some missing ground there that you haven't planted or overlapping ground. So that's why you plant the end rows first. You know exactly where to drop the planter and raise the planter every time. And, yes, you have to turn around on them. So it is a little bit factor there. You're driving on ground that's already been planted, but it's not a huge deal. Anyway, I think we will get going here with the long rows, and we'll probably stop it somewhere and transition to the end, or maybe this field, I think this field curves around enough where we can maybe just, yeah, let's just drop the marker, and maybe we can, I think we'll just continue onward here. And yeah, I know a lot of guys have asked actually for a time-lapse video, so I think that's what I will try. Wait a minute. Is okay. We're just gonna ignore that little moment. I thought I had that planter dropped, lowered. In my defense, in real life, there's all kinds of things beeping at you if you don't have your planter lowered. And you can clearly see, you know, a modern planter has all kinds of telemetry feeding back to the tractor where you can see your seeding rate, you can see your singulation rate. So that's kind of like a sniper where you want one shot, one kill, right? That's the sniper motto. With the seed, you want one seed every 6 inches for corn, and only one seed every 6 inches. You don't want multiple seeds. You don't want any skips, obviously. And it calculates all that based on the current price of grain and a rough yield estimate per how much yield loss per acre you are currently having. Also, you know, it feeds back things like downforce, and, you know, of each individual planter box, and probably a lot of other stuff that I'm forgetting. Seed population per acre. So for corn, I think it's, oh man, I always forget since I don't do it often enough. You know, I only plant once a year. It's like 50,000 seeds per acre. For that, soybeans, it is 150,000 per acre on average, and I don't know anything about wheat or any of the other ones per acre, but most of you guys probably do things in hectares, and I don't even know what hectares are. Yeah, so liters per hectare. Yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, I think that we'll transition to the time lapse. I've never done one before, so be sure to let me know if the speed's right and, you know, feedback on that. I'll probably do a time lapse later for the sprayer as well. So maybe this episode will just turn into a time lapse thing, and we'll see how that goes. So anyway, as always, I do want feedback, and please leave comments because I'll try to respond to everything and take it into consideration because you guys are my viewers, and I try to give you what you want as best as possible. So I will catch you on the other side of the time lapse. Until then, I hope you enjoy. in real life on planters, you have, well, most modern planters, you can actually shut off each individual box. By the box, I mean the row, the actual planting unit. You can shut off each individual row from inside the cab. The best planters actually do it all automatically based on where you have already planted. It has all that stuff mapped out, so it knows when to shut off the planter box so you don't plant over other crops. But older planters like the one we have, you actually have to get outside the tractor and you have to go to each individual row, and somewhere, like you see that little hexagonal nut, somewhere like right there, there's a little lever, a mechanical lever that you pull out, and it disengages the box from, it's sprocket driven based on a common header. You know what, I should just take a video of our own planter. Anyway, you disengage the row by pulling a mechanical lever, and then it does not plant. So that way you're not wasting seed, and you're not, you know, putting seed in between two 30-inch rows. So manually you would have to get out and do that. In a planter like this, I would imagine you could shut off the box from inside the cab through the computer, through one of those controls. But anyway, if it was something like soybeans or wheat, you just drop it and, you know, drill it and intermix it. It doesn't matter as much. But for corn, you want the exact spacing, 30 inches every time. You don't want anything interspersed there. So how about we turn this off? And you know what? I think we should probably go to the store. Should we go to the store and sell this thing? Like I said last episode, I did research, and I think it's about 10,000, maybe 5 to 10,000 to ship a large piece of machinery. So I'll just call it 10,000 per tractor, and that's what I will pay, subtract out of the bank when I take my money with me and these vehicles over to the West Coast. So yeah, let's drive back to the farm, and I think maybe, no, actually let's go to the ETA and we will hook up to the sprayer. I think we got some spraying to do. There we go. So we will fill up with fertilizer. No. One of these is fertilizer. One of these are... Oh, you know what? It would help if I had this stupid tank selected. You know what? Sometimes I wonder about myself. Okay, so let's head off to fertilizing fields. And here we are at one of the fields that we will start. I think I'll try that whole time-lapse thing again, so I'll meet you guys on the other side. We are back at the farm here, and I think we will do, what is it, fields we'll do field 5 first, then 4, and then 15. And if we, you know, that way if we run out of spray, we're closer to the store to go buy some more spray. And, you know, if we'll check the level, obviously, when we are getting done here. Actually, no, I didn't realize there was grass over here. We are going to do the end rows first. So it's a little not off-centered. There we go. Okay. So I think that we'll do this field first, and then we'll do that other one, and then we'll head all the way over to 15. Depending on the level, we might head to the store first. So we can turn that off for now. And actually, this field is big enough, I feel that we should use GPS on it, right? So let's back up here a little bit and get ready for some GPS action, because we have it, we should use it. It's a tool. Why isn't it? Oh, that's right. I had the beautiful mode on, I call it. So we'll do automatic. Actually, we should do new first, and then automatic. And let's move over to the left just a smidgen. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. I don't think we need the lines. And let's go. Okay, one last time lapse. Time lapse time. So I think, you know, since we're really close to home here, it's not gonna hit a growth stage overnight. We don't have that to worry about. I think that I'll just park the sprayer at our house and we'll call it a night / day / episode. And I will see you guys well, not tomorrow, but Monday. Is it really going to be Monday? I don't know. I might do a bonus episode over the weekend. I don't know. We'll see what I do, but I might spray that field off screen and just advance to harvest. So that's, you never know what you're going to find in the next episode. So we'll just have to wait and see, because my mind's not even made up. Anyway, until then, I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a thumb up and subscribe. And until next time, have a good night, because I'm going to sleep.